The Albertkanaal is a canal in Belgium that, since 1939, has connected Liège with Antwerp via cities such as Genk, Hasselt, and Herstal, linking the Meuse with the Scheldt. In Flanders, the canal is managed by de Vlaamse Waterweg.nv and in Wallonia by the Service Public de Wallonie. The canal is named after King Albert I and passes through 3 provinces: Liège, Limburg, and Antwerp. The canal has connections to other waterways such as the Monsin Canal, the Haccourt-Visé Canal in Visé, the Canal Lannais in Lannais, the Briegden-Neerharen Canal in Briegden, Dessel Kwaadmechelen Canal in Kwaadmechelen, the Bocholt-Herentals Canal in Herentals, the Nette Canal in Viersel, again, the Dessel-Turnhout-Schoten Canal in Schoten, and the port of Antwerp. Between Liège and Antwerp, there is a difference in elevation of 56 meters, and 6 sets of canal locks were needed to overcome this difference. 5 canal locks each have a lift of 10 meters, and these are located in Genk, Diepenbeek, Hasselt, Kwaadmechelen, and Olen, Belgium. The 6th lock at Weinigem has a lift of 5.45 meters. Throughout history, several attempts have been made to create a Rhine-Meuse-Scheldt connection. As early as the Spanish Netherlands, a Scheldt-Meuse-Rhine link was conceived and partially carried out. This was the Fossa Eugeniana. Construction began in 1626 and was interrupted in 1629. Remnants of the canal are still visible in the landscape, such as here between Arsen and Walbeck. By order of Napoleon, work on a Rhine-Meuse-Scheldt connection was resumed from 1803 onward. The Fossa Eugeniana was considered as a possible route for the canal, but it turned out not to be the best option. In 1806, the route was established between Neuss, Venlo, and Antwerp. Several sections of the canal were dug at the time, but only around Venlo further work was still needed. In 1810, Napoleon deposed his brother Louis as King of Holland and incorporated the territory into the French Empire. As a result, the canal was no longer necessary. The sections of the canal were later incorporated into various waterways, such as the Zuid-Willemsvaart, the Kempen canals, and the Noordervaart. And in Germany, near Louisenburg, there is an unfinished lock bearing the name of Napoleon's second wife, Maria Louise Leopoldina Francisca Teresia Josepha Lucia of Habsburg-Lorraine. The history of the Albertkanaal dates back to Belgium's secession in 1830. After the Treaty of Separation, also known as the Treaty of London, of 1839, the Netherlands had to guarantee Belgium a safe waterway between the Scheldt and the Rhine. When the Netherlands closed the Creekrack in 1867 and replaced it with a canal through Zuid-Beveland, Belgium considered this an unacceptable detour. In the period between 1918 and 1940, relations deteriorated sharply. Belgium felt shortchanged after the First World War, partly because the Netherlands remained neutral and granted asylum to the German Emperor. Therefore, Belgium sought to exert pressure through its Allied allies to obtain new Scheldt-Meuse-Rhine connections. The Netherlands rejected these demands, but was willing to discuss new canal connections, provided it gained a benefit, such as the canalization of the Meuse. Ultimately, the Netherlands built the Juliana Canal itself, thus depriving Belgium of its leverage. Belgium also demanded sovereignty over the Western Scheldt and a direct waterway from Antwerp to the Meuse and Rhine rivers. Minister Heymans even wanted to annex South Limburg to achieve this. The Allies rejected this, and Belgium and the Netherlands had to negotiate independently. The Treaty of Versailles stipulated that Germany had to build a Rhine-Meuse canal for the benefit of Belgium, but this never materialized. In 1920, Belgium and the Netherlands reached a provisional agreement. The Netherlands would allow canals to be constructed on its territory from Antwerp to the Rhine via Limburg and from Antwerp to the Hollands Diep via the Moerdijk Canal. However, Belgian public opinion strongly opposed this agreement, and the talks were broken off. The Netherlands then decided to independently proceed with the Juliana Canal, which Belgian negotiator Segers called treason, because traffic would now go via Rotterdam instead of Antwerp. Nevertheless, in 1925, a new treaty was concluded between Van Carnebeek and Heymans, largely identical to that of 1920. It was approved in Belgium, but fierce resistance arose in the Netherlands. The treaty was ultimately rejected in the Netherlands. With this, the Belgian plans for the large Scheldt-Rhine-Meuse canals were shelved. In 1920, the Belgian government decided to carry out several canal projects, including a new waterway between Liège and Antwerp. In 1926, the committee had finalized its recommendation, which favored Amédée Fontaine's plan. Important principles of Van Kennegem's plans were retained, but the costs were lower thanks to the reuse of existing canals. The canal was dug by hand, using cranes and excavators between 1930 and 1939. During the celebration of Belgium's centenary on May 31, 1930, King Albert I symbolically broke ground on the canal that would bear his name. The German construction company Hochtief was responsible for construction between 1930 and 1934, but it was Belgian companies that completed the canal work in 1939. The canal was adapted to accommodate the largest barges of the time, with a tonnage of 2,000 and a width of 50 meters. King Leopold III and Queen Elizabeth opened the canal on July 30, 1939, during the Saison Internationale de l'Eau in Liège. The statue of the deceased Albert I, which dominates the canal's entrance, was unveiled at the occasion. With the outbreak of World War II, the canal became a vital defense line. Nearly all the bridges were blown up to stop the German invasion. After the war, most of the bridges were repaired in 1946, and the canal was reopened. Due to the strong post-war economic growth, the decision was made in 1968 to modernize the canal. To facilitate push-barge traffic, each lock complex was equipped with a push-barge lock. Here in Launay, the cutting is still narrow. Widening it will make it possible for larger vessels to navigate through. The construction work is in full swing here. Just like in Lixhe, the canal was widened. In 1958, plans were made to create a direct connection between the Albert Canal and the northern part of Antwerp's port area, thus bypassing the Winnegem bottleneck. The Olegem-Zandvliet Canal, often referred to as the Push Canal, received government approval in 1968. Work began in several locations, such as the E10 Lake in Olegem and Broscott. However, the project was halted in 1975 following protests from environmental activists and municipal authorities. In October 2000, the Flemish government decided to abolish the reservation zone, arguing that widening the Winnegem bottleneck would suffice. During the first major modernization round, the canal was widened, except for the bridges. These bridges would later be modified during the second major canal improvement. Along with the canal widening, push barge locks were also built. The canal widening took place in stages and took years. Between 2005 and 2014, De Scheepvaart NV raised 10 bridges over the Flemish section of the canal. The second phase began in 2014. This phase required the replacement of 25 bridges, while 15 other bridges were raised. The canal's width was also increased to 85 meters throughout, allowing ships to cross each other without difficulty. The older bridges were often built with abutments in the canal, making it difficult for larger ships in particular to maintain a constant speed. The Albert Canal begins between Cornmeuse and Monsin. At the starting point of the Albert Canal stands King Albert I. The Albert Canal begins near the beginning of the former Maastricht-Liège Canal at Cornmeuse. On the right, the river Maas continues its course. We sail past the park to the first bridge on the canal, the one at Marexy. Beyond the bridge, the port area of Monsin begins. To the right of the harbor entrance is a shipyard. The Schelendo is also dry at the shipyard. The ship looks good again with its new conservation layer. Monsin Harbor consists of 2 inlet docks, where coal is primarily transshipped. Monsin Harbor is situated like an island between the canal and the Meuse River. The pusher boat, Littore, is loading a barge in one of the side harbors. And on the other side of the harbor, a crane operator is hosing down his quay. After the 2 inlet ports lies the Monsin Lock. This provides access to the Meuse River. Next to the Monsin Lock, there used to be a lock that closed off the canal during high water on the Meuse. The Monsin Lock bridges the difference in water level between the Albertkanaal and the River Meuse just below the Monsin Weir. On this section of the Meuse, mainly oil products are transshipped. This is the Monsin Weir. This weir maintains the water level of the Meuse River, allowing shipping to pass through the city of Liège and the Albertkanaal up to the Genk Lock. Two vessels of the French motor or Canadian type, dating back to the time of the Marshall Aid Program from the US and Canada to help Europe. The first series of ships from the US were fully built, transported in sections to shipyards such as the Marine Arsenal Shipyard in Cherbourg, France, and de Biesbosch in the Netherlands, where they were assembled. The ships were delivered completely in sections. For example, there was already a refrigerator installed in the living quarters. Here in the harbor, there is also an oil trading facility for supplying the ships with fuel. Further along, we see Herstal and Wandre. On the left, the river Maas, and on the right, the Albertkanaal. On the right is the sand transshipment facility Mategro, and across the way is a household waste transshipment site. Here, household waste is transferred from barges, using a special cover to minimize odor nuisance. The canal passes under the E25 highway. Further along, on the right of the canal, cleanup work is underway on the blast furnace that produced iron and steel here for many years. The steel slag, used as a raw material for other products, was transshipped onto ships here. When pouring molten iron, one could sometimes see an orange glow in the building. Even when the blast furnace slag was transported in a large steel bucket to the dump site and dumped, the air would turn orange. There was also a bridge over the canal here. On the 14th of August 1985, around 8 a.m., the gas pipeline running under the bridge exploded. The bridge caught fire intensely and collapsed into the canal. On the left is the stone trading company Victor Meyer in Upai. On the right is the Trilogiport container terminal operated by DP World Liège. The connecting canal from Haccourt to Visé. In the Maastricht-Liège Canal, there was also a connecting canal to the Musée. Because the Albert Canal was constructed much higher, the old lock disappeared and a new lock was built on the Albert Canal. During the construction of the Albert Canal, roughly along the route of the old Maastricht-Liège Canal, a new lock was built, which can be seen here in the photo. To the right of it runs the old canal leading to the Devant-le-Pont lock, the connection to the Meuse. And here is the same lock almost 100 years later. No trace of the old canal remains. The Devant-le-Pont lock has also disappeared. It is clearly visible that the water level in the Albert Canal was much higher than in the Maastricht-Liège Canal. The junction of the Maastricht-Liège Canal heading north with the connecting canal to the Meuse on the right. The junction of the Maastricht-Liège Canal heading south with the connecting canal to the Meuse on the left. The new embankments of the Albert Canal are already visible. Here, at the connection with the River Meuse, there were, before the Albert Canal was built, about 2 locks. The Devant-le-Pont lock on the connecting canal and a lock on the Meuse. Both have disappeared. The Devant-le-Pont lock during the construction of the Albert Canal. The new lock at Visé is visible further along. Lixhe, where cement and raw materials for cement are transshipped. To the left, behind the factory, there is a rise in the terrain. This elevation continues all the way to the Street Petersburg and the Plateau of Castor. The Albert Canal passes through this rise via the cutting at Castor. The Albert Canal roughly follows the course of the old Maastricht-Liège Canal. Here was Lock 3, Grand Lanais. The trees were removed and replaced with new, high canal embankments. The old canal remained in use for as long as possible. The Klein Ternaaien locks provide the connection from the Albert Canal to the Meuse towards the Netherlands. The level difference here is almost 14 meters. The two small locks were built while the Maastricht-Liège Canal was still in use. The construction of the locks was designed with the expectation that the canal would disappear and connect to the lower level of the Meuse River. The Meuse forms a waterway to the Rotterdam port area, and via the Maas-Waal Canal, a connection to Germany is also possible. Close to the locks, inside the hill, lies Fort Eben Emael. Built between 1932 and 1935, Fort Eben Emael was one of the largest and strongest fortifications in Europe. The spectacular and innovative attack on the fort on the 10th of May, 1940, by a German elite paratrooper unit was the first airborne commando raid in world history and marked the tragic beginning of World War II in Western Europe. In the center, under the dome, lies a 120mm cannon, which was never used. The fort is open to visitors. The motor vessel Altero has come from the direction of Genk and is passing through the Klein Ternaaien lock to be passed through in the direction of the Maas. The Keistert Cut is an artificial gorge and excavation on the border between the Belgian municipalities of Bassenge and Visé. The gorge cuts through the ridge of the Keistert Plateau and was excavated for the construction of the Albert Canal. It lies on Belgian territory between Klein Ternaaien in the Meuse Valley and Cannae in the Jekker Valley. To the north of the gorge, on the plateau, are the Oppidum Keistert, the Verloren Valley open-pit limestone quarry, and the underground Ternaaien Beneden quarry. To the south lie Fort Eben Emael and the Tier de Vigne Nature Reserve, which includes several limestone quarries. To the east of the gorge are the Ternaaien Locks. At this location, Mount St. Peter reached an elevation of 119 meters above sea level, while the canal bed was situated at 56 meters above sea level. The cut, therefore, has a depth of 63 meters and extends 1.3 kilometers through the hill. In the 1970s, the Albert Canal was widened, and an additional section of Mount St. Peter was excavated within the cut. The old bridge at Cannes was also replaced by a new one, and the canal was widened under the bridge. Further along lies the Vroonhoven Bridge. The first bridge at this location was a concrete arch bridge built during the construction of the Albertkanaal in 1935. It was blown up in 1944 by the retreating German army. Until 1947, a temporary Bailey Bridge served as a replacement, after which the bridge was rebuilt in its original form in 1947. In 2007, construction began on a new bridge at Vroonhoven, right next to the still-standing old bridge. On January 16, 2009, the old bridge was demolished with dynamite. The new bridge was opened for use in June 2010. Replacing the bridge made it possible to widen the bottleneck in the canal, allowing two vessels to pass simultaneously. The intersection of the Albertkanaal with the Brigden-Neerharen Canal. There were also plans to connect the Meuse River to the Albertkanaal at Borgeren with a new section of canal. This Keiberg Canal was never built. The Brigden-Neerharen Canal runs from the Albertkanaal to the Zuid-Willemsvaart. For many years, large quantities of building materials such as sand and gravel were transported by ship via the Albertkanaal to destinations along the canal. The railway bridge at Gillik is a Vierendeel bridge over the Albertkanaal near Gillik. The bridge was built during the construction of the Albertkanaal in the 1930s. It was designed in 1937 by S.A. Labrougeoise at Nicaise and Delcuve. During the construction of the Albertkanaal, many bridges of this type were Vierendeel bridges. Over the years, as the canal was widened, most of the Vierendeel bridges disappeared. This bridge at Gillik is the last Vierendeel bridge over the canal. In May 1940, the central span was blown up by Belgian troops. After the war, the same company restored the bridge. With a span of 112.75 meters, it is the longest Vierendeel bridge in Belgium. Although the bridge carries only a single track, the piers were designed to accommodate a future double track. The canal was widened here, but not to the same width as the rest of the canal. We are sailing through a wooded area heading toward the industrial region near the first lock of the canal, the locks of Genk. Here, numerous companies are located along the canal. In the former coal port, coal is no longer handled. Instead, containers and scrap metal are. Nearby lies the Genk Lock, the first of 3 lock complexes over a distance of about 8.7 kilometers, together accounting for a total drop of more than 30 meters. The locks on the Albert Canal are almost identical to each other. 2 lock chambers of 136 meters and a pushboat lock of 200 meters. There's also the possibility to pump water back up during periods of low water supply from the Meuse at Monsin. This is the second lock on the canal, the Diepenbeek lock. Here, the drop is approximately 10 meters. In the foreground is the Diepenbeek lock, and further ahead is the Genk lock. The third lock of the canal is the Hasselt lock. Here too, the drop is approximately 10 meters.
Give it some more, getting out of my way. I was hiding, bulletproof, forever waiting. Then came you. I thought I was what I've been told. I thought I was. I thought I was what I've been told. I thought I was. I was picking up the pieces of yesteryear's life, in over my head, trying to figure out. I was going through changes, where to begin, when a mountain-moving revelation came marching in. I thought I was what I've been told. I thought I was. I thought I was what I've been told. I thought I was. Been a long time, baby. Had an all-time low. Stick with me, maybe. Don't let me go. Fell out of the roller coaster, crashed out, landed on cotton candy in your arms and survived. I'm still a disaster, rock bottom and below. I'm yours for the asking, where you go, I go. I thought I was what I've been told. I thought I was. I thought I was what I've been told. I thought I was. Been a long time, baby. At an all-time low. Stick with me, maybe. Don't let
The Kolenhaven of Limmen is an inlet harbor on the east side of the Albertkanaal in the hamlet of Genenbosch in Limmen. This harbor, like the coal harbor of Beringen, was used to load coal onto inland vessels. The coal was brought in by a railway of approximately 8 kilometers from the Zolder coal mine. The high-quality coal was transported mainly by ship to the steel industry in Liège and to the port of Antwerp. After the closure of the Zolder coal mine in 1992, activity in the harbor declined significantly. Here, where there is now a nice lawn, the Doski grain processing facility stood years ago. It was one of the tallest industrial buildings along the canal. the coal harbor of Beringen. The harbor was constructed in the 1930s along the Albertkanaal. The coal from the Beringen mines was transshipped here into vessels. This is the harbor of Tessenderlo. A section of the old Vierendeel Bridge stands as a monument along the canal.
Heart filled with worries, no more. In a world full of sorrows, what for? You watch the world from the place beneath the willow, the willow.
The junction of the Albertkanaal with the Dessel Kwaadmechelen Canal. To the left leads towards Hasselt, to the right towards the Kwaadmechelen Lock, and straight ahead the Dessel Kwaadmechelen Canal.
Out of the darkness, a sound. It all seems so harmless. A silver light. Don't you wait until the morning light, the morning light.
The Kwaadmechelen Lock is the fourth lock complex of the Albertkanaal. The Olen Lock is the 5th lock complex of the Albert Canal. Like all lock complexes on the Albert Canal, this complex has 3 lock chambers and a pumping station.
Stand by the fire, your tiny hand in mine. You're 5 feet off the ground. You rest on my shoulder as stars convey the light, so fragile in the night. In this moment, forever be, forever be. In this moment, forever be, forever be. The night fades like a whispered song as time rushes on. Oh, it won't be long, fading out.
Here at Herentals is the junction with the Bocholt-Herentals Canal. It is a connection between the Zuid-Willemsvaart at Bocholt and the Albert Canal.
In this moment, forever be, forever be. In this moment, forever be, forever be.
Viersel is the connection to the Nette Canal. This canal links the Albert Canal with the lower Nette.
This moment, forever be, forever be. In this moment, forever be, forever be.
Here in Olegem, the preparations for the Olegem-Zandvliet pushtow canal can still be seen. This canal was intended to bypass the bottleneck at Winnegem. At Wynegem, the canal runs through densely built industrial areas, and widening the existing canal would have required a lot of additional work. Therefore, in the 1960s, a pushboat canal was planned to facilitate navigation from the canal to the Scheldt-Rhine connection. The construction of the canal was halted by strong environmental protests. Only the connections at Olegem, Zandvliet, and the E10 basin still serve as reminders of this pushboat canal. The final lock of the Albert Canal, the locks at Winnegem. Because a pushtow canal from Olegem to Zandvliet had been planned for many years, the pushtow lock was only built and put into operation in 1993 and 1994. Recently, the old bridge just before the lock was replaced by a higher bridge. At Schoten, the Dessel Canal joins the Albertkanaal again. The final lock of the canal is located just near the junction. Here, a ship is just exiting the Schoten Lock, heading north. The Groot Dock of Merksem is an inlet harbor with a bascule bridge over its entrance. Inside the large dock, there is also a transverse dock, the Klein Dock. The bend near the former Belga cigarette factory, once the final bend of the canal, used to be a narrow stretch together with the relatively low Iser Bridge. Now the Belga factory building is gone, as is the low bridge. The bend has been widened, allowing larger vessels, coupled units, and push tows to navigate more easily. The Albertkanaal ends at the Straatsburg dock. From the Straatsburg dock, the rest of the Port of Antwerp can be reached.